Hey guys, welcome back to channel May We See. Today the moon is in Libra, which is urging us to bring into balance our lives and like the actions that we take and have them be an accurate depiction of our frequency inside, and make sure that these things are balanced. And something that also came a message that came through today is at the level of truth in the deepest part of our beings, if it's right by us, it's right by them, and vice versa as well. So if someone does something and it's right by them, or they do it, because essentially nothing can be unaligned because everything's happened divinely, so everything that plays out is right by us, and we need to just switch our perspective into a way where we realize that everything manifested is actually can be perceived through a lens of love. It is actually aligned with our highest purpose. So, but we are just as much creators as well. So it's like, okay, so this is aligned with my purpose, so now it's my job to make sure that I align with the vibration that I want to be in and take action from that space, and make sure that the actions that I play out are aligned with that frequency in my life. Take that as that resonates. So I pulled 3 cards today, actually, and the first one is the rabbit. And the rabbit is known to be somewhat of a fearful creature. And it's important, as the card of the rabbit comes out, that because this creature, it can be very fearful because of its vulnerability, that we also take into consideration how the energy that we live within actually creates the reality that we then perceive. So if we are acting as the rabbit and are always in fear because of our vulnerability, we are only going to attract circumstances that enhance our fear. So it's important that we take time to chill out today and to remember that if we do not want to live life in fear, then we need to change our frequency vibration from fear into love and trust. And trust. What else do I want to say about the rabbit? Rabbits are fucking cute. Okay, no, I'm just kidding. Okay, so now, now we have the lamb. The lamb is this poetic, contented creature that thrives in like calmness and serenity, and is actually the relayer of divine messages. And so because of the rabbit being in fear, we want to transmute this fear into the essence of the lamb, which takes silence. That's so crazy. That's bringing tears to my eyes. Wow. Silence of the lambs. Silence, calming the fearful mind, will bring silence that will bring you to the lamb energy, that will relay messages, because the divine speaks in silence and speaks in essence. And there may have been someone who relayed a message that you needed to hear today, but you cannot hear the divineness and the truth that anything holds if we are not actually listening, not to just words, but the essence that is being portrayed. And so it's important to take time today to really drop in, and to remind ourselves of the silence and the music that silence holds, and the essence that silence holds, and the frequency that our own silence within holds, because our emotions are yelling at us all the time. And if we do not want to be a fearful rabbit our whole lives, it's important we take time to listen to what our emotions are saying and transmute life from there, which will then bring us to the otter. And the otter is a blissful, contented creature that watches and sees and feels into bliss. And once we drop in deep enough, beyond all this mental chatter and fear of vulnerability of what stepping into vulnerability and our power and empowerment can bring to us, because when we step into our empowerment, we are more vulnerable than we've ever been before, because we are actually embracing what is within and being willing to acknowledge that what is within is actually the reality that we are living, and stepping into that knowing and trusting and believing that the reality and the frequency that we are choosing to resonate at and be is actually our world. Once we drop into that vulnerability of accepting that and really drop into feeling into the essence of life and hearing the messages that come into the wind and feeling into the message of that our body tells us through emotion, we can then become the otter and become very blissful in this state of being, because we fully accepted the state of which we are at, which then brings acceptance, which then brings bliss, which then brings contentment, which then changes our reality. And 555, right when I said changes our reality, 555 is the universe rearranging things, which is pretty cool. But so basically, these cards today were asking us to take time to be silent and to feel into the essence of life, to transmute fear into contentment, which will then transmute into bliss. May we see.